it's Shel from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 4 in the 2023 Countdown to Christmas card series, and the theme for today is thank you cards. So we're going to be creating this masculine thank you card. I struggle creating masculine cards, and I know that a lot of people are going to be looking for thank you cards for teachers, coaches, school bus drivers, etc. for the season. So I thought that I would put the two together and challenge myself to do a masculine themed thank you card. So the stamps that we are using for this first image are from MFT, that's the teacher, and it's from the Virtually the Best stamp set. And the chalkboard is from Lawn Fawn's Good Apple stamp set. The sentiment that we're going to use on the card also comes from Lawn Fawn. It's a die that I believe is just called Thanks Teacher. So to start off, I am going to stamp the images down and we're going to do a little bit of masking. Originally, I thought that I was going to use this as the panel, but I decided against it and we're actually going to be doing some fussy cutting. And this actually turns out to be a little bit easier because I don't have to worry about fussy cutting around the pointer that the teacher is using, just because that's such a thin line. So I'm going to stamp the teacher image, just the top half of it, onto a scrap piece of copy paper. This is actually the other side of a bunch of addresses that I have written down for people in the From the Heart group, so that when I have a minute, I can make them cards and then just address them and send them out. So I'm going to use that to create the mask. We are going to use a little bit of washi tape on the right hand side to hold it into place. You can use low tack tape, you can use double-sided or the temporary adhesive, you can use Zig 2A glue pen, whatever you want, but I just felt like this was really easy and I just needed it masked off in that one area. So I'm taking the chalkboard stamp from the Lawn Fawn set and inking it up with some Lawn Fawn jet black ink, stamping it down one time, and it actually stamps pretty well the first time, so I don't need to stamp it again. I did a good job of masking, so I don't really need to add in any lines, but that's the one thing. If you cut your mask a little bit too big, I try to cut inside the lines when I do my masks, because then that way it doesn't leave a gap between the two images. So now I'm going to color in the chalkboard with E markers on the outside. I wanted it to have that wood look on the outside, but then I wanted the chalkboard to look black. Originally, what I thought I was going to do was just use some dark Copic markers, probably C8, C10, something like that, or N8, N10, whichever ones I have, I can't remember. I thought that I was just going to do that and kind of do a solid color across the chalkboard because I wanted to make it look like it was used. You know, the chalkboards from your childhood, if you're my age, and you know, now they have those whiteboards. But anyway, the chalkboards that we had always had chalk remnants on them. Always. You could never get them clean. So I thought that I wanted to replicate that in this because it was kind of nostalgic for me. So I, by accident, came up with a technique. What I thought I was going to do was use those dark markers, color in the whole thing, and then take some of the Sweet Tooth white pigment ink and just kind of smudge it across. But this way actually I think comes out better. So I'm just going back in and I put a little bit of the knot holes in the wood to make it look like it was like the texture, some grain, put some interest on there. And now I'm going back in with the marker. So I did go in with a C9 and I think a C10. So I'm going in and kind of doing streaks across it. And again, this was completely by accident. However, if you remember, if you have used alcohol markers, and it's not just with Copic, any alcohol markers, when you use a lighter color on top of the darker colors, it kind of pushes away or fades back that darker color. So here you can see that some of my coloring, because I wasn't consistent and I kind of just stopped in certain places and was just kind of doing shorter strokes across it, it didn't fill in completely. So I'm going to have some little white marks on there, and you can see that some of it's drying back darker, some of it's drying lighter. You can see there are spots where I didn't put as much on. So now I'm going in with a C0 and just lightening up some of those areas, and it looks like the chalk remnants. I was so happy with this. So if you're looking for a way to make a chalkboard look like that, this is absolutely the perfect way. I left some of the coloring of the image in, so while I'm doing that, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the series and some additional changes that I'm making to mine. I don't know if Marie is, but I know at least for mine I am. So for the series, if you guys haven't watched it, I will link the intro video down in the more description box. Make sure you check that out because there are giveaways that Marie and I are both doing, but there's a couple of rules. So go over to the intro video, check that out, and then do all of the things that we ask in it, and you can be entered to win something. So I keep going backwards. I was at 700 and then I went under 700 and I just lost a couple subscribers in the past day or two. They're probably bots. But people could be unsubscribing to me, not liking my stuff. It's whatever. However, if I hit 700, I will do an extra giveaway. If I hit 750 during the series, I will do 2 extra giveaways in addition to the couple that I'm already doing. So please like and share and subscribe, all the things to my videos, to Marie's videos, and to help us grow. We are smaller channels and we're really trying to get our name out there, and we're trying to be more consistent with our videos. And if you guys have any suggestions of things that you want to see me doing, if you have constructive criticism, not just criticism, but constructive criticism about the videos, let me know in the comments below. If there's something that you want to see or a way you feel like I should be explaining things better, let me know because I'm curious to see what you guys think. And is it just bots that I'm losing, or am I actually losing people? So I would love to get some feedback and know what I'm doing is you guys like it. I feel like the same people will comment over and over, and I love that. It is fantastic. I love hearing from you guys, and you guys all know who you are, that you comment on every video, and I love it. But just curious to see what everybody's opinions are. Anyway, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. We still have a lot left. We still have 21 days left of ideas, themes, techniques. So much fun. Marie and I have been, just very diligently working on these videos to get them out to you guys. And I hope, like I said, I hope you guys are really enjoying this. So now back to the card. I am now going to stamp out the sentiment, and I believe this is from Hero Art Stamp Set. I think I did show it, but I was too busy doing the voiceover and not exactly looking at the screen. So I stamped out the sentiment, and then I took this paper from Honeybee, and it's called Fresh Brewed, and cut out the sentiment. I thought it was actually going to cut out the whole entire bottom of it, and I decided to fussy cut this out because I wanted him to stand on top of it, and that's not exactly how it came out. But anyway, I did end up cutting out the image. Much easier when you have the whole thing stamped together. Just made it easier to cut out and not have to worry about the pointer. But I am going around all of the edges with a black marker. It helps when you're fussy cutting something out because you don't always cut right along the black line. So it'll take away that white edge and it'll make it look more finished. At least I feel like it does. I've heard other creators say that they do that as well. And again, I just think it adds a little bit of, it kind of makes the image look better in the end when it's on the project. So this is a paper pack called Vintage Christmas. It's from Hobby Lobby, and I took one of the pieces of paper. It's 8.5 by 11, cut it down to the size of the card front, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I'm going to use my Barely Art glue to attach it to the card base. It's a top folding card base. And then we're going to go around all of the edges. I seem to be doing a lot of like vintagey things lately, which really isn't my style, but I'm loving it. So I don't know, maybe my style is changing. I'm going around all 4 edges with some vintage photo. It's just whatever was left on my brush. I didn't ink it up again, but just wanted to give it a little bit of some more interest. And I thought it looked great with the colors that I had chosen, and then the pine cones. To me, it just seemed like it was more masculine this way. I don't know. So now I'm deciding on the layout of my card. I'm going to attach the teacher and the chalkboard to the top and then put the sentiment over top of it. if you saw in the beginning, you saw that I thought that I was going to put the sentiment down at the bottom. That was when I thought that the sentiment actually cut out the bottom of the paper. This actually cuts out just the sentiment and the line underneath of it. So I thought that it would just leave the bottom. So there's other things that you could do to make that happen, but I did not do that. So anyway, I'm going to now use that same Bearly Arts glue to go ahead and add some dots behind the letters on the sentiment and attach it to the top of my card. And that is the card for day 4. So thank you guys so much for watching, commenting, subscribing, liking. We really, really appreciate it. This series is so much fun. I hope that you are enjoying it as much as we are. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video. Bye.